I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Demi. What's happening? What's up? So, as you see the title, Chris Tucker, Ice Cube didn't pay Chris Tucker. And, you know, I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both of these guys. More so a fan of Ice Cube. But Ice Cube doesn't need me to come to his defense. But I just want to share my take on the situation. I'm actually at work. I'm actually at work, ready to get loaded. So I'm just chilling. But see, I'm kind of sleepy, man. I didn't get that much sleep last night. See my eyes? Look at my eyes. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a fan of both of these guys. And I saw the story. The story been going on for years. We talk about this for years now. And I actually had the opportunity. To meet Ice Cube when I was in California. I lived in California for a while, and I was here in South Florida, and basically I had an issue with the dean. The dean, it's like I was getting in trouble, and I was shaking the vending machine at the school, but I had been in trouble before. I had been suspended before, and so the principal saw me. And he told me he's gonna put me in in-house suspension. And so the dean, the following day, the dean came, and the dean told me he's gonna suspend me for 10 days. And I told him that if I got suspended, then because it was towards the end of the year, you're taking midterms and everything. And so I told him that if I got suspended, then I wouldn't graduate on time. He said, well, I should have thought about that before I shook the machine. And I told him that the principal told me that he was going to give me in-house suspension. He wasn't going to suspend me. But he said he called the principal, and the principal said, well, it's up to you. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. And he was a real jerk. And he said, well, I'm going to suspend you for these 10 days. And so he ended up trying to. I told him I'm not coming back to that school. So I ended up going to California. And when I went to California, I saw Louis Farrakhan had an event at the sports forum, and so I went, and a whole bunch of celebrities were there. Dionne Warwick, I saw Stevie Wonder, Ice-T, a bunch of them, and Ice Cube. And so it's like the seats I had purchased in the beginning were far back, but I just made my way up to the front, and I had actually the opportunity to talk to him and meet him. I'm not going to tell you what I said. I'm not going to tell you what he said, but I had the opportunity to meet him and talk to him for a minute. And that was it. So, like I said, I've always been a fan back in the NWA. So, when I see this story, I'm like, I followed his career, and I kind of I don't know him, but I kind of know he's for the people. He has a message, he gives his message, and he's always been mostly for the people. So, to hear that he's ripping people off, it's kind of funny. Because the people that saying he ripped somebody off obviously never been an entrepreneur or never paid anybody for services. So for me, as far as for me, I had a contract. To deliver on flyers, and I told the guy I placed the ad on Craigslist to get some help, and people that signed up, I paid them what I told. They called me and asked me what I pay them, and I told them what I would pay them, and they said okay. And it came out. They delivered the flyers for me, and I paid them the money that I said I was gonna pay them. So even with you, if you work for someone, your employer, when you sign up for your current job, you say they ask you what your salary is gonna be, and they tell you. Then and you accept it, then it's on you. You can't go a year or 2 years down the line and say, well, of course, you can ask for a raise, but you can't complain about the money that they say they'll pay you from the beginning. So I said that to say, Ice Cube back then, Chris Tucker, he wasn't famous. Faison Love was talking about Ice Cube too. He was talking about how they didn't get paid any money. But neither one of them, I hadn't heard it, either one of them before that movie came out, and that movie made Chris Tucker famous. But I know he was starting to do stand up. He was starting to do stand up and get his name out there. But the movie Friday made him a household name but nobody knew. Cube didn't know. The producers, the people who put up the money in the beginning, say they put up I think $2 million. They didn't know it was from a franchise like it did. And Cube wrote it and went out and shopped it around and had somebody believe in him to get it done. So he had a lot on the line. But you can't go back and say, well, the movie did this. Or what if the movie didn't sell? If the movie didn't sell, you're gonna give your money back? I don't think so. You don't say, well, the movie didn't sell, so we gonna give you the money back that you paid us because we want to help you out. No, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna take your money and say, okay, well, it's a flop, But the thing about it is, what people fail to realize is that what they should be doing, they should be thankful that the movie did well and it helped make them money in other areas. Because like I said, Chris Tucker went on to do what he do after that, Money Talks or something like that. He went on to do a host of movies, even the movie with Jackie Chan, where he made $20 to $30 million a movie. So he ended up doing well after that Friday movie. So people complain, you know what I mean, about and say that he should have, they were underpaid, and I'm sure they were back then, but they weren't really big stars, and you can't, like I said, you can't really like predict what's going to happen. So that's a little tip for you. If you feel like you feel like but if you're taking a job or you're taking a contract with somebody and you think the contract's not right, then don't take it. Don't accept it. That's why these NFL, NBA players hold out, because they're not getting paid. And even with you on your current job, or if you work for someone, or before you get a job, if you feel like the money's not right, don't take it. And if you take it, don't complain about it. You know what I mean? Because it's on you. Sometimes you have to be accountable for what you do and what you accept. Because whatever it is, you have to be accountable for what you do and what you accept, because it's on you. You can't put a blame game on everybody all the time. And it's like sad. It's sad that people do that. You know what I mean? I don't really understand it. Like one thing about your boy. I try. I know I'm not perfect, but I try to. If I do something, I try to be accountable for what I've done and accept the consequences for whatever happens. And some people got to learn to do that themselves too, because you can't blame people for what you accept. Like, they accepted the money. They spent it. It's spent. They can't. You should, if anything, if you felt like you were done wrong, they should get the money back plus interest for all the years that they had it. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I'm not biased. It's just a fact. It's true. This is how I feel. Like I said, I'm a Cube fan, but you can't really. People can't. You can put a gun in your head and say, "Hey, take this." You know what I mean? You can say, "Hey, take this," you weren't forced to do anything. So you're not forced to do it. You're an adult and you do it on your own will. And why you complaining some 10, 20 hours later when you found out the movie, but he's done so well behind the movie. Like I said, he wrote it, shopped it around, so he should reap the rewards from it. But that's pretty much all I have. Saw the story, and I think they need to get a grip and take accountability for what they accepted, and move on from it, because they all doing well. He said he didn't want to do the other Friday because he said he didn't want to be seen as a weed smoker. So that's his prerogative. But Cube built a franchise with that movie. But like I said, nobody knew how that movie would turn out when they first made it. But it's a hit. it's a hit. I'm trying to get it. The light is kind of messed up out here, but yeah, it's a hit. So that's pretty much all I have. I just want to come on and share my thoughts about that, because I think it's crazy. Like, people should need to be accountable for what they accept. You know, even with life, even with the job I have, I'm underpaid. You know what I mean? But I accepted it, so I got to deal with it. Move on. You know what I mean? So no matter where you, pretty much no matter where you are, and like, people always feel like they're underpaid. No matter what you're doing, you always feel like, and it's true, you can make more. Your gifts and your talents. So I'm gonna close with that. You be safe, you be blessed. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when you're gonna go. So you be safe. Happy New Year to you, and I see you. I'm out. Peace.